This is Coach Jake. Again, hoping you had a great Thanksgiving week and Thanksgiving Day with your family. I wanted to come back uh, right after Thanksgiving with some messages about HGH and the importance of that hormone in the system. We've been talking and had some information online on the B3 bands, resisted band, blood flow restriction training. Tremendous results with that from everybody I've talked to. In my own personal experience, very positive. That's with the two arm bands and the two leg bands. Again, right now I don't have them pumped up because of the time frame of what we're doing. But it's important to understand that the HGH importance of that for the whole system is something that you need to acknowledge and will help you considerably. We've had and will run the benefits that people are feeling with each of these things that we're going to be talking about. The other product is SOMADER, Somaderm, which again is a HGH gel, which you can rub on. I typically rub it on my wrist, my elbow, and under my arm, in the back of my hand. And that is another way to get the HGH stimulated as well. With your younger people, I think the bands are the best way to go. With those of you that train, I think the bands are the best way to go. For those of us that are busy and are doing a lot of different things, and the combination of the gel along with the bands would be the best protocol. And that's, I've done all these things. I've done it. I've done the gel by itself. I've done the bands by themselves. I've done the bands after my workouts. Right after my workouts, I've done bands in the afternoon. My workout typically is going to be an hour to an hour and 15, hour and a half. And in 20 minutes with the bands, I can accomplish the same basic results. And of course, there's no recurring expenses with that. But with active lifestyles, and as you get older, time frames and so forth, it may be important to just move on and use just the gel. But the combination to me is the secret. With the younger people, I think the B3 bands, again, would be the natural way to go. They haven't experienced already the reduction in HGH that we experience somewhere in our 20s. It starts going down. At my age of 73, typically there's no HGH being formulated in the body at all. So my sleep has gotten better. Mood swings are less abrupt. Density of the muscle, fat distribution is reduced. All the things that we've talked about and we will have listed for you have all occurred with me over the last about month and a half, 2 months. So again, just an update on that. And my last thing here that I want to talk to you about is we've talked to you about the bow tie, which I think is really helpful in getting the emphasis to the kids of exactly what posture they need to start with. And to me, emphasis is important. If you want to change a behavior or change a habit, you have to overemphasize the emphasis that you have with the particular skill or behavior that you want. So I think the bow tie does a good job of doing that, and it helps pull your shoulders back, and it also helps pull them down. And this is one of the critical factors. I was talking to a coach recently, and he was asking how he thought, or what I thought was the best exercise to increase vertical jump. And I go, I don't know that there's any, miracle exercise that will increase vertical jump. You get the gene pool, which is obviously a big issue in it. And the other thing, though, that is critical in everything that you do, whether it be lateral movement, whether it be lifting, all those things that we do in sport and strength training are all going to be affected by our posture. it's critical that we understand what we need to do with that in order to emphasize it enough to get the behavior pattern moved. So I'm going to run several different, I'll try to keep this one at minimum here. I want to just start first of all with posture. Correction of posture starts, I think, with after all the time I've spent with this and trying to correct it on myself, is it starts with the shoulders going back, of course, and that's again pulling through the scapula, getting the shoulders back, all right, so that you have a straight line from the ear hole through the shoulder, through the hip, through the ankle, okay? But I can't just kind of move there. If I've already got a slight deviation off of there, I need to over exaggerate it back and down. When I'm working out, I'm constantly doing that. And once you pull the shoulders back and down, you will feel it come right through the serratus area, and you'll also feel it in the glutes. You're going to feel it as well in your stomach area, because that stomach is going to have to, again, contract properly as well. So it gets you where you have a equal anterior-posterior chain integration. And that's, I think, what is lacking in a lot of situations. I always refer back in posture to Barry Sanders, and I'll stop with this comment, that Barry Sanders always looked to me like he had his shoulder pads on backwards. And some of you may be too young, but I think if you go on YouTube, you can find pictures of him running or whatever. But again, his ability to cut was so pronounced because of the fact that he had such good posture. He's back, his shoulders were back and down, and now the weight is going to be properly positioned into the feet so that it's a heel-toe relationship. And this is what I emphasized with the coach when I was talking with him about vertical jump with his son, is if you don't push through the ground, okay, and Boyd Epley's always done a great job of talking about ground-based training, but you got to force through the ground, and it starts with forcing not off the toes, but off the heel into the ground if you want to have a powerful maneuver. If I want to change direction, go right, go left, it starts with good posture, the pressure again being equal in the anterior and posterior chain, and now when I go to push off and change direction, that weight is already there in the heel where it belongs so that I can change direction. And this is extremely important. You see so many offensive linemen, they can't pass block very well. They're always leaning forward and so on. You see them walking through the gym and they're like this. That's not what you want. We want athletic movement. We want the shoulders back and we want them down, and we want the pressure to be equally on our feet, primarily starting in the heel to the ball of the foot, heel toe, okay? And again, we'll talk a little bit more about alignment there, but we will emphasize by pulling the shoulders back and down, we get everything integrated. The abs are integrated, the glutes are integrated, you'll feel it in the serratus, and you'll feel it coming right down through the posterior chain of your backside.